supposed to be Peter Parker. Like, he lost in chess. Like,
Dude,
come on.
I don't even know what you're saying anymore. It sounds crazy.
You didn't read the comic where his
I
son
read
beat
the
him in
comic.
chess?
Yeah,
You tell me that little shit doesn't deserve a pumpkin bomb for that?
Yo! All right.
That's what I'm trying to say in a roundabout way.
Friends, a year ago, a diabolical mastermind known as the Maker, an alternate universe version of Reed Richards, invaded a brand new universe and systematically prevented heroes from becoming superheroes. In 1 year, he will return. The Ultimates are assembling. Here we are. Welcome, friends, to Ultimate Countdown. Ro, you messaged in our group chat after reading this, and I believe that I replied, "You got to save it for the stream."
Yo,
talk to me.
Listen.
Yeah.
I thought Ultimate X. You know, I'm gonna say this right now, right? Minus Black Panther, because Black Panther, you know, it was still good.
Yeah.
But everything else stressed me the fuck out this month.
Yeah.
Everything else stressed me out.
Yeah. Sure.
If I'm not suffering from, you know, hypertension, that's a blessing.
Right.
That's a blessing.
Right.
So this one was more conversational. Ultimate Spider-Man. But again, this is why I enjoy Hickman, and also to an extent, this is why I enjoy Hill. The dialogue carried this fucking issue. So you got Jonah, you have Ben. They're finally investigating, because the last time when I spoke to y'all, you know, they were like, oh, we want to investigate. You know, everybody's talking about Spider-Man, but now they have the groundwork to actually start talking about what they want to talk about.
Detective mode. Yeah.
So, you know, they do detective mode. You know, they're visiting different spots. So they visit one of Fist's people. Homie's being a little shady. He's not saying what they need to say, but in a sense, because of how he's acting, they're getting exactly what they need.
They're getting what they,
And then we move on to Gwen.
Yes.
They move on to Gwen.
And then that doesn't last long.
It doesn't last long. So it's like, okay, so
but they get what they needed from that. Exactly. They got what they needed with very little, like, just by her saying very little, they got exactly what they needed.
Like the probes. All they're doing is probing. That's the best part. They're probing, and everybody's giving them it's like, I'm gonna poke here, and that one little poke, everybody explodes.
What's the thread that we're pulling on specifically is that it looks like Stain and Stark was sold to a company. And they're like, well, we're tracing it back, and it was sold by Kingpin to Oscorp. And so now they're putting everything together, and they're realizing, well, okay, it seems pretty damn coincidental that all these things happened while there's like some dude flying around in a green Stark Tech suit. Like, what's going on here? Then Harry shows up, and just like the way that the body language happens between Ben and Jonah, please save these two men. Please save these two friends.
These motherfuckers are going to die.
Yeah, somebody's doomed.
Somebody's going to die.
Somebody's doomed.
To go back to Gwen, because we get to Gwen before we get to Harry. But the stinger here is just like, so, yo, it's either you or your wife who's flying around. Which one is it? It's either your husband or you that's flying around. Which one is it?
I want my fucking money back. Yeah.
Then we go to fucking Peter and Mary Jane. So Mary Jane knows what's going on, but Peter's fucking oblivious. Poor guy. He has no idea what's happening.
He's on the sidelines this issue.
He's on the sidelines.
Yeah.
Like, literally, this issue, Peter is on dad mode.
Yeah.
Like, normally you would expect him to be the leader. He's like, no, he's on dad mode. But
we also learned something, actually, and maybe sorry to interrupt, but maybe this might have been revealed in a previous issue and I forgot about it. He's taking photos for the paper for free. He's collecting unemployment.
What?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, yeah, he did. No, Ben's right. Yeah. It's here.
I just reread the book. That's why.
Yep.
But maybe this is nitpicky, but to like get unemployment, you can't quit. You have to be like laid off.
No, some instances
So,
you
like,
can.
why did he leave?
Well, I think because they
Really? I've
poached
never heard of
him.
that.
They poached him, but
They poached him.
But I guess we can kind of call this a nitpick because it's like they poached him, but he was on the fence. We didn't actually see him leave.
Right.
Yeah. Oh damn! Maybe I should have read this a third time. So Mary Jane, obviously now she's involved because she has a relationship with Gwen. So there's gonna be some things that'll fall out from that. But the real meat and potatoes of this one right here is the conversation with Harry. Because I swear to goodness, I thought Harry would have killed both of them. But the way the conversation goes is very interesting because I think what we're seeing is just like, okay, Harry, he wants to kill them. They show panels of like it's kind of like a will they, won't they.
You lost this bet. I won this bet. I just loved that. Just like the whole exchange with everything. And he's like, dude, stop. Both of you guys, stop jerking me around. Stop acting like schmucks. What's going on?
So I think they finally come to a resolution. So Harry's kind of just like, you know what? Maybe I could use this to my advantage. So
yeah,
y'all looking for information? Here, have at it. Whatever happens, happens. Just know you're playing with fire. And then from then on, the stinger from there.
Yes.
They dropped the paper.
They dropped the paper.
With
the name of the author.
Ben Riley. Oh, look at Sai's face. Look at
we knew you'd love that one.
I love this so much.
We sold Sai.
Yeah, there it is. Just the name drop.
I mean, I was already reading it. If Marvel Unlimited had all the issues, I would have kept reading.
Yeah.
But to know Ben is coming.
No. Sorry.
He's just the alias.
That's the alias of the people who wrote. That's the alias of that's the alias of Ben Parker and Jay Jonah. That is it. That is your Hershey.
We had you for 2 seconds.
That is your slice of the chocolate bar.
I'm pissed.
Yeah.
It's like an Easter egg type deal.
I don't want an Easter egg. I want his ass on a hoverboard.
But
do you know how much stuff we'd have to go through to get Ben Riley though? Clones,
we
don't want to go through all that.
Clones. Come on, we can't deal with clones and all that.
I have to deal with one more clone saga and Spider-Man. I'm done.
Time out though. This is the Ultimate Universe, so anything can happen. It doesn't have to be clones.
I don't want it. I'm good with one. I'm good with one spider person.
Anybody
in this universe.
He doesn't even have to be a spider person. He can be an actual reporter that works for the paper.
Well, that's exactly what he is.
Yes.
I mean, I just like that kid.
Yeah, well, we all do. Okay.
Yeah.
He's one of the best non-Peter Parker Spider-Man. I mean,
I have no history with this person. I keep hearing Ben Riley, but I was like, I have no idea who this motherfucker is.
People hate him. Like on League of Comic Geeks, they hate him so much. They say he cries all the time. I'm like, I don't care. He has a lot to be sad about. But I know him from like, who's the writer? Zeb Wells.
Yeah.
Started
the Beyond era.
The Beyond. I read the Beyond arc. Because it crossed over with Miles Morales' Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And I mean, I bought those with my hard-earned money. I tracked them down, loved it, fell in love with Ben Riley. He's evil, which is fantastic.
Chasm.
And then I kept reading like Chasm by Zeb Wells, and then that fell off. But that's all I know. I never read like the original story for him, and I don't care.
Oh, wait, no, I lied. I have some experience with Ben Riley. He popped up in that Dark X-Men mini that came out not too long ago.
Oh, what did he do?
With Fall of X, but then
because of Hollow's Eve?
I believe so, yes.
Okay.
And then that led into Dark Web, which I didn't read. But but yeah.
Me neither.
Circle back to Spider-Man.
Anyway. That is the stinger. The stinger is that they push the issue and they basically sign one. I don't think both of them will die, but one of them, their death warrants it's signed, sealed, and delivered.
It has to be Uncle Ben.
So now, friends, welcome to a podcast within a podcast. Death Watch.
Oh God.
who's gonna die? Which old white man will die?
Uncle Ben.
You would think that. You would think that.
No, I think because we expect Uncle Ben. It's not going to be Uncle Ben, but it's going to be Jameson. But the way that it happens,
or Gwen.
I think Gwen could die, but I think that Jameson is at risk.
I think Jameson, and I think the way Jameson dies, it's gonna fuck us up.
Yeah,
that's what's gonna.
Yeah, that's why.
That's what's gonna. Yeah,
like there's a reason why we got some character development with J. Jonah speaking to Richard Parker, little Richard Parker, like a few issues ago, and like having that character moment, and there are reasons why we see the strong friendship between J. Jonah and Ben. One of them's got to die. Yeah. I'm putting money on J. Jonah.
Yeah, it's going to be Jonah. Because
thank you for joining us for this podcast within a podcast within a podcast within a podcast.
What if it's the kids?
Yo, chill.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
You know, I thought about it too.
I was sitting there when he was playing chess and like the whole hair, like talking to Ben and them, and you keep seeing like the green on his hand and him getting all angry. Then what's really going on in the conversation? And I'm like, oh, he's in his head going crazy, Norman style. I was like, what if he kills the kids? What if he just kills the kids? I'm just like, why not? Why the hell not?
That's too far.
Because I mean, yeah, he lost Aunt May, but we don't have that ultimate tragedy.
Well, lost
him getting the powers.
Lost.
We don't have that loss post him getting the powers.
We don't know if everybody that was locked away or everybody that was like missing is actually dead.
The reason why I want to entertain what Mark is saying, even as fucked up as it sounds,
sure,
because again, it's the ultimate universe, and I wouldn't put it past Hickman to have us cheer, yeah, family, and snatch it right away from us.
Yeah.
We thinking the entire time, oh yeah, Hickman's poking fun at mainline. You know what the fuck Hickman thinking? He could take that right away.
What would it do? Like, how would that? Who would it change, and how and why? Like, I feel like that for someone's kid to die, they're not a hero anymore. They're gonna go nuclear bad.
Yeah, I actually kind of agree. That just makes
maybe with a black
Peter
suit
go off the deep end. That's not a book that I want to read anymore. Although,
I would read it.
Although he does, his old suit does have sort of venomy properties, as we've seen.
I'm just saying. That's why I'm just like
interesting.
And it's something with the tone and how this book has been, where finally I feel like there's more stakes to it now for like the people in Peter's circle, because now that they're kind of low-key getting threatened for their paper and this and that, and I'm like, all right, now there's some tension being built, and I'm like, there has to
MJ
be
knows
like that
Peter is Spider Man, like,
there has to be some sort of payoff. There has to be that catalyst for Peter to like fully be able to be like,
he has to lose.
And also too, if we're judging based off of the last 9 to 10 issues, a lot of our expectations, we've been surprised by a lot. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like we're over here playing who's gonna die. We literally just guessed, Jonah and Ben. Who's to say anybody is up for the chopping block?
I'm like, kids. I feel like it can't be someone who's died in any other iteration of a Spider-Man before. So like Gwen would be kind of like an obvious one for Harry.
Yeah.
Like Ben would be obviously the obvious choice for Peter. But I'm like, J. Jonah Jameson, not really, because like he's chill with the family now, which is still kind of uncomfortable for me. Like, because he's not yelling at Peter Parker, kind of upsets me.
Yeah.
So I'm like, the kids. That his son beat him in chess. You're telling me, like, little pumpkin goblin bomb can't go out? Like, I'm sorry, beat him in chess. He's supposed to be Peter Parker. Like, he lost in chess. Like,
dude,
come on.
I don't even know what you're saying anymore. It sounds crazy.
You didn't read the comic where his son beat him in chess?
Yeah,
you saw me that little shit doesn't deserve a pumpkin bomb for that?
Yo, all right.
That's what I'm trying to say in a roundabout way. That if it happens, we could get the Draco from Rocky. Like if he dies, he dies. Like,
oh my god.
No.
I just don't know how it changes Peter, because the death of Uncle Ben changes Peter. So Peter is already a hero now through a different circumstance. So I don't know what the death does.
Is he though? I mean, he's a superhero. He has his powers and stuff, but like
he's a super powered individual.
He's
not a hero
the
yet.
Safety of your what's the job of a parent? The safety of your children. Like that could literally send him off the deep end, and then we can get the whole character development of like now Peter just has his daughter, but like he starts to go off the deep end, forgets, like there's a whole slew. But then again, it's Hickman. House and Power of X. I still remember all those Magneto monologues he was writing, and I'm like, we're due for like a nice, like off the handles, like Magneto level monologue in this Spider-Man book, and I'm waiting for it.
I think that becomes a very sad book. Then, like it becomes very hard to look forward to that book if a kid dies.
I don't know. I've been looking for Peter Parker because there's all the thing about it is the rebound.
Yeah. You know what surprised me?
Yeah.
Because he hasn't been tested yet as Spider-Man fully, because he's had Harry as kind of a sidekick for most of the stuff. Like he hasn't been through the trials of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I think then Harry dies. I feel like.
And then what? Gwen takes up the mantle of the Goblin?
No, nobody
Don't
takes
give them ideas. They would.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like right now, well, up until what was it, the last issue, I think Peter has he knows something is up, but it's more like he's having fun. He's getting used to it. But I think up until issue 9, I think that was the first time where he was just like, "Oh, whoa, this is serious."
He also has a mission from Tony Stark. He has to get ready.
Yeah, that's true too.
He hasn't really been doing a good job at that.
No. Next issue, I believe that we are getting Black Cat.
Yes.
Female Black Cat, because we already have the male one as part of the Sinister Six.
Yeah.
But the female one we will be getting, and cool, should be interesting. Look forward to that. Anyway, yes.
I was gonna say, I don't know if it's because of how good X-Men has been and the Ultimates, but like for my attention span, Spider-Man's kind of been fizzling for me.
Okay. Talk about it. Why?
I don't know. I brought it up. A lot of the talking, like I said, like I love the dialogue and this and that, but it's like one of those things where it's like I feel like the non-Spider-Man stuff is progressing, whereas the Spider-Man stuff is kind of just like there's a wall. Post the Fisk fight, there hasn't really been much.
Oh.
Yeah, I think the only thing that's happened was the fight with Black Cat, the first one.
Yes.
Yeah,
and then we obviously when him and Harry were training.
That's true. I do want to see him like fuck up Mole Man, and I want to see like Mysterio do some Mysterio shits and whatever.
Yeah. And I think it goes back to our convo of all we have is a month.
All we have is a month.
So like there's gonna be certain like they have for all of these, the goal is to try to not cram, but give you as much to hold you over for the next month. So it's just like obviously there's gonna be issues where it's just like, damn, like they talking again.
Yeah.
I wish these were giant size issues every month. Like the 38 to 42 page, like 44 maximum page like issues, because like
I
could do with an extra 5 or 6 pages.
Yeah.
I'd pay $7.99 too.
It's like an extra 8 pages, 9 pages would do a lot for the story every month.
Yeah.
Except for X-Men. X-Men's perfect, by the way. Just
wait, what did you say, Sai?
Oh, I'm not paying extra for any of them.
Okay.
Sounds like I got bills.
Ain't that good.
Yeah.
I will like, for example, there could have been like a little like some action in between Jonah and Ben going to Long Island and everything, like Peter like doing his shit and whatever.
Yeah, even like a 1 page just to show that Peter is kind of like training more, or like getting used to things more, like
and that's not just like this issue was great. It kicks ass.
Yeah.
It still kicks ass, but I'm saying like it could have kicked a little bit more ass.
Yeah.
And like there's always room for improvement.
And also, but on the flip side too, I guess I'm kind of going to backtrack. Sure. Like, you know, we get Peter being a dad, like hanging out and playing chess and just, you know, just like shooting the shit.
You don't get Spider-Man.
Yeah, you don't get Spider-Man. And again, I guess for me, I'm removed from Spider-Man. So to see that and to come at it from that lens, like, you know what, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm just surprised the kids aren't making them do tricks. Because like I found out my parents like Spider-Man, but like do a backflip.
Well, hold on a second. Hold on a second. This brings up another interesting topic.
What's up?
Mary Jane knows that Peter is Spider-Man.
Yeah.
I'll do.
Mary does. I don't think Richard does.
No. They all know.
Yeah, because he had a black eye. He was all beat up. Like there was
he explained it to all of them.
Yeah.
It was the fist fight.
Right.
Yeah.
You're right. Never mind. Never mind.
And then they never asked him. They never asked him to do tricks. Like you're telling me, them kids aren't gonna be there. Like, hey, how far could the web go?
Do they?
Yeah, you know what? You bring up a good point.
Can you do a double backflip? Like, because that would be fun. Like, yes, he's playing chess and that's cool and all, but like, I think it'd be cool if he's on the apartment building rooftop being like, yeah, and then I could do stuff like this, and they're like, yay, that's cool. Like, kind of gassing him up a bit about how cool his powers are. Like, then they'd have him do a backflip.
Yeah.
That's what you bring up a good point.
That's true.
I mean, look, but these books
all kids would be on superheroes.
But we don't know that. Like that could be happening off panel. But still, it'd be interesting to see it on panel.
Yeah.
I was saying it could be happening off panel, but like there's a lot of things that could be happening off panel that like, and it's all assumptions, and then it's like, but like you said, one page, one quick little panel, really quick, interjected while they're driving a Long Island. That's not a quick drive.
Yeah,
from downtown New York. Like
also too, it also plays into the point of like, remember, Spider-Man is legit going month to month, so a lot of stuff could be happening in between.
Yeah,
you know, that month and this month off panel. So I guess it's
extra pages would help a lot. Extra pages, because even if we don't know what's happening month to month, you can have a conversation where MJ and Peter are like, hey, you know, it's great you're playing with the kids, but you can do more of them. Like they're noticing you're leaving every night, or like little like subjective things here and there, which we've seen in other comics and this and that. Mary, like without the kids, Mary Jane is like, you're constantly leaving. Like that was a constant trend in other Spider-Man, like Amazing Spider-Man, stuff like that. So it's like one of those things where it's like a sentence, a couple panels here and there interjected in between, you know, like Ben's thing about him driving in Long Island, putting a Spider-Man panel in between all that is like that. Now I wish that happened, because I feel like not everyone is going to dissect these issues. They're just reading them, and they're not going to, you know, they probably have these questions, or they probably just don't realize that it is month to month from an actual like real-time standpoint.
But it does say at the beginning of each issue, like October.
Yeah,
I don't read those usually. I just skip right.
You don't read, but it says it's the second panel.
I don't look at everything. I gloss. What if it's a recap?
To be fair, it's like we said.
It's not even on a recap page. It's literally.
No,
like,
I just don't. I don't look at everything.
Fuck you. Whatever. All right.
Unless it's X-Men, then I'm looking at every page.
All right, fine. I get it. X-Men is
Mark. We're gonna preach this X-Men gospel on this fucking podcast.
Let us know in the comments what you think of Ultimate Spider-Man this month and what you're looking forward to.
Who should die in the comic?
Whatever. And who should die?